Agent, I need to debrief with Schaefer. Kelso had to go. Said it was safer for us if she's not here.
Agent, priority objective available.
and the catharsis. You're not using any skills, and I'll also
Incoming backup request.
Point out here that my expertise is only halfway to max, so you could actually get this 15% higher. That's a whole core attribute. But check this out, okay? So you are at the targeting range here, and Vulnerable Elite, make sure it's at 5 meters, okay? Get your stacks up, and check out these numbers. So if I were to do this, 500k to the chest. And mind you, I'm running Adrenaline Rush. Alright, 620k to the head. Alright. So then check this out. 600 to the chest. Almost 900 to the head. And 127, 1300. Look at this. 99% crit chance. 320, just under 21% crit hit damage, but that's because my stacks tick away from the Umbra. So then you'd have to go back in there and then look at it with the Umbra. Okay, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Here, let's go. What's going on YouTube? Kamikaze Von Doom here with another Division 2 build video, and shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. And in today's build video, I'm going to bring to you a tank build featuring the Purist that you can use in PvE or PvP. It does not matter. And like always, sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But all my build videos are set up the exact multitasker. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But all my build videos are set up the exact same way. I will do the build breakdown first, just to show you how to put it together, and then all of the gameplay will be at the end. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go. Now, starting with the build breakdown, the specialization is actually a requirement for this build because I am utilizing the crit chance from this specialization. Now, whenever you do turn on the modifiers, you can use these modifiers to help accent the build a little bit further. So first up, I would do the active modifier Assault Link, because this is a tank build, so this helps you with the DPS portion. For the passive modifiers, I would use the Multitasker while you're at tier 5 for all attributes. You get weapon damage, armor, and a skill tier. The best kind of defense while you're at tier 3 of both firearms and stamina, you get headshot for every 100,000 armor you have. And finally, loaded up. So this, it converts some of your crit chance over to crit damage. Pretty cool. Now that is while you're at tier 5 firearms, and funny enough, when you pop your active modifier, you will go to tier 5 for the firearms. So you can see how all of these are set up together. And then once you activate this, this is where you get that 99% crit chance and 320 crit hit damage. Just so you know, that's how it would be. And for the stats, just sitting here at the base, you would be at 61 and 161 before any of the buffs or anything like that, just so you know. All right. So let me turn off those modifiers because they do make a lot of noise while we're sitting here at the base. So the specialization, Demolitionist, it is a requirement for the crit chance. The reason for that is I'm using this attachment right here. Here are these small laser point. So the small laser pointer gives you 7 crit chance instead of 5. So the specialization, Demolitionist, it is a requirement for the crit chance. The reason for that is I'm using this attachment right here, the small laser pointer. So the small laser pointer gives you 7 crit chance instead of 5. And that actually does work out here because that puts me up to the 61 crit chance instead of the 59. Now, as far as the other attributes for this build, I'm doing all crit hit damage for the attachments, and then that plus 20 magazine. For the attributes, you do want the damage to targets at a cover for that bottom spot. And then, of course, you have perfect streamline. There we go. So perfect streamline for the purist. This one gives you weapon damage for not using skills, basically. So you will not be reliant on skills at all. You're not using a shield. You're not using hives. Nothing. Not even anything. So just for a gimmick, I do have a shield and a firefly on here. But again, you're not using any of your skills at all. So you're just purely running and gunning with this build, and it's amazing, I promise you. Now, all of these numbers I'm going to show you are not even near what they could be if they were maxed out. You can see at my expertise, I'm only at 15, and this can go up to 30. So we're missing 15% weapon damage just based on that. Now, as far as my secondary and sidearm, these are just placeholders. You can use whatever you want. The entire build is just surrounding the Purist. This is the brand new named weapon in the game with that perfect streamline talent, and that's what everyone wants. So that's the only weapon we're going to use. As far as the secondary and sidearm, I do have the Slayer as my secondary and the backup boomstick with Preservation as my sidearm. But again, the star of the show is the Purist. Damage to targets out of cover, and perfect streamline. Now, as far as the build, it's all about this build combination, the primary weapon, and the specialization. If you put all of these together with this combination, you're going to love it. This is a unstoppable tank. You can face tank whatever it is you want, and whenever you're losing armor, either pop an instant armor kit and keep face tanking away, or you could jump back into cover, get all your RPM crit back, and heal yourself, while the Catharsis also can heal you and give you more weapon damage as well. Oh yeah, and we have Adrenaline Rush on the backpack, so you get more survivability that way as well. I mean, there's a lot of survivability with this build, and the reason for that is I know a lot of people like to use their skills, whether it's a jam or whether it's a the shield, whether it's whatever, they like to use their skills, but you can't with this talent. Perfect Streamline, it only works if none of your skills are on cooldown, and that includes active skills. So you're not going to be able to use any skills at all using this build, so you really have to rely on the build itself to help you not only heal, but give you all of the extra damage. And that's exactly what we have here. We have a 4-piece Umbra build with the Catharsis and Sokolov Concern with Adrenaline Rush. So let's start with the gear set because there are 4 pieces. build with the Catharsis, and Sokolov Concern with Adrenaline Rush. So let's start with bonus or piece bonus. So it actually gives you of cover. So when you're in cover, you will gain stacks of crit hit damage and RPM. When you're out of cover, you will gain stacks of armor regeneration. That way, when you get back into cover, you're healing yourself and gaining damage at the same time. This is a really strong gear set. Highly recommend you put it together. Now, what makes this build even better is that we have the chest piece for the Umbra. So the chest piece gives us 100 stacks from the shadows. Now remember, from the shadows is while you're in cover, so that means we get 100 stacks of crit hit damage and 100 stacks of RPM. And that's how we're able to get up to that 99 320 and also have over 1300 RPM on this weapon all at the same time. And that's because of this gear set. The gear set with the new modifiers, it's amazing. I'm telling you, it's really, really fun. Just put it together. I'll probably say that a dozen times in this video because a lot of people were like, yo, Purist, yo, put the Purist together, yo, Purist. And I was like, all right, I'll put the Purist together. And once I did, I was like, okay, all right, I see. Like, there's no, it's just pointy shooty. That's all you're doing with this build is you're just like, what, this guy? All right, this guy? Okay. It's really that easy. All right. So back to the Umbra, right? Everything armor, crit related. So the chest piece, we have armor with crit damage and a crit damage mod. For the holster, we have armor with crit damage. For the knee pads, armor, crit damage. And for the gloves, hey, you guessed it, armor and crit damage. Going to the backpack. The backpack, you could change the talent if you wanted to, but really that's just up to your own playstyle. I mean, Adrenaline Rush is like mwah, chef's kiss with this build because you're getting survivability from the Umbra, you're getting survivability from the Catharsis, and you're getting survivability from the Adrenaline Rush. Now, the Adrenaline Rush, I would actually say, is one of the more important ones, and here's why. So the Adrenaline Rush talent notifies you when you're close to an enemy. It tells you when you're within 10 meters of an enemy, whether that be an enemy skill or an enemy NPC or player. So what this does is it gives you that indicator, hey, something bad is nearby, so that right off the bat helps you with your awareness. Not only that, but it gives you bonus armor, so if an enemy or a skill or whatever is creeping up behind you, not only do you get that bonus armor to help you, but it also will help, tell you to, hey, turn around.
Agent in need of backup.
Oh, hey, your bonus armor's gone. Yep, they're shooting you in the back. And then, boom, bada bing, turn around, and they're dead. Now, the best part about this backpack, Sokolov Concern, the SMG damage is good for the purists. The weapon damage also, double crit with a crit damage mod. I mean, this is a great backpack to put together for any SMG, let alone the purist. And then finally, we have the Catharsis. So this helps out with weapon damage, survivability, the wikes. And it's all because of this talent called Vicious Cycle. So taking damage will build up stacks. So while you take damage, you gain damage. However, once you get to max stacks and you take more damage, it will get rid of all those stacks, called Purge. It will purge your stacks. And when it does that, it will actually heal you. And if there are any status effects or anything affecting you, they'll all be gone. So then you can rinse and repeat, get your stacks back up, get your damage back up, and be back into the fight. Really cool. Not only that, but this gives you armor for core, incoming repairs, and armor regeneration. Now, it does have one mod slot on there, so I did put a crit damage mod. So crit all across the board with armor to help your survivability. I do have one red core. We do have that adrenaline rush, and then all crit. I mean, this is a no-brainer. This is really fun. Put it together right now. As far as the skills, it's irrelevant. You're not using them, so moving on. Going to the stats, this is all for the purist. 106k before any of the buffs or anything at all. I mean, I think I showed you it goes up to like 120, 130, something like that. It goes up pretty high. But then you have a 59 crit chance. Ooh, 59 crit chance. Hold up. Where? Where? Oh, where did that 59 go? Oh, it's because of the modifiers. Duh. All right, so you turn your modifiers on, and that goes to 61. There it is. Okay. Sorry, I just had a senior moment. I'm just playing. All right, so when everything's said and done, you're sitting at 60. Hold on. Now my weapon damage is all weird. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So now it's saying we're at 106 for the weapon damage. Mike. What day is it? It's Wednesday. Hump day. It's what? It's hump day. And we all know that Stoop Kid never leaves his stoop. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikaze Von Doom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now, today is June the 25th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys for both Cassie Mendoza and Danny Weaver. But first, we have to find the Snitch. Now, the Snitch is located in over a dozen different locations throughout the open world. So what I do every week is I ask everybody, please, let each other know in the comments where you typically find the Snitch, where you found the Snitch today, to help each other out. Because I know for some people it's pretty hard to find the Snitch, and for others, they find them in the exact same spot every single time. For me, for example, check this out.
My buddy is open for business.
So my coordinates for the Snitch are 1408 by 3626, and I'm just south of the 10 safe house. Now the fact.
Hey, what's up everyone? It's Insane Gaming here. Welcome back from Division 2 build video. Well guys, the build that I have for you guys today, it's actually a very different, very unique build than what we use all the time. Now, you may like it, you may not like it. You can let me know later on in the comment section. Now, the cool thing about this build is that you can play the same build in solo, and also you can use the same build when you're in group playing like legendary missions and stuff like that. If you haven't guessed it by looking at the video, that what build I'm actually using, it's actually Umra Initiative gear set, which is very underrated gear set, I would say. And I'm also using LMG. Yes, LMG. The synergizes really well, which I want to show you soon. I do have a couple of different variants of the build. One that includes exotic, and the other one that does not have any.
Banditos, what up? Your boy Tux here. Hey, you know how every season in the Division 2 brings new gear and modifiers, and there's always one build that stands out from the pack? Well, this season we've got a 10 out of 10 build that's got it all. Top tier damage and survivability. Last season, it was the blue screen exotic LMG with the Heartbreaker gear set. That microwave coils passive modifier got you to full buff fast, and it had an edge everywhere. Solo or group, heroic, legendary, even master difficulty and the climax mission. This season, there's a new one taking over. It's got 100% crit chance with nearly 500% crit hit damage, almost 1200 RPM, and it's fully immune to every single hazard, even the new purple flame. Plus, it's rocking 1.9 million in armor. Bonus armor that's off the charts. Burst DPS reaching as high as 26.5 million, which is crazy. 30 to 60% protection from elites, and crazy high armor regeneration and heals. That's gonna save your butt. This is the build you want this season. It's ready for anything. Let's do this.
Wait, did we just become best friends? So nice to meet you. I think you're cool.
Piece of shit wristwatch.
We're going to start off doing something a little bit different. I'm going to do a play-by-play here on a couple of clips. Moments where things get wild, where the build is really put to the test. And these are the moments where you need your build to pull through and step up to meet your skill level and support your play style so you come out with the W. And if it doesn't, maybe you go back to the drawing board. But in this one, I'm going to show you that even in Legendary, this build has your back. Everybody recognizes this room. It's about halfway through District Union Arena on Legend. Hill yet. Up in them. They asked to rule here. At least one go through because the modifiers interweave themselves into the build itself. Builds are way beyond the gear pieces and primary weapons now. Let's start with the Backfire SMG. I have a little bit of expertise. I will be adding more. I have damage to targets out of cover. Payment in kind. That's 200% critical hit damage. Now the catch is, until you get to full stacks, every time you reload, you can apply a bleed to yourself. That could eventually kill you the closer you get to 100 stacks, especially if you're taking damage from enemies. So I highly advise making yourself immune to bleed. Now, some people like to try to run this weapon without hazard protection. It's not a question of whether you can, it's that the animation just slows down your gameplay and it's very disruptive. So I made this quick info graphic for you, the status resistance thresholds. I advise you to take a screenshot and keep this handy for future builds. but you have to be about 94% resistance to bleed to avoid the animation altogether. If you want to take it into legendary, then disrupt resistance is really handy. For example, when a warhound blows up right next to you or you're near one of those EMP pulses, they can bring down your shield. Because of the new content in Brooklyn and the purple flame, you want to be immune to both napalm and burn. Then there's everything else, and we are completely immune to every status in the game. We have 100% hazard protection. So I've been pairing Umbra with the backfire for several seasons now because Umbra sort of fixes everything wrong with the backfire. It's a little on the slow side, so this thing is going to give us an RPM boost that's super helpful, 15% crit chance, 30% reload speed. All the mods I have are critical hit damage. The rest of the pieces, as you can see, are armor and hazard protection. And then from the shadows into the light, which is a ridiculous length of text here. So let me just explain it. While you're in cover, you're building offensive stacks. When you get out of cover, you use the offensive stacks. At base, it's 50 stacks, but I'm running the to just shy get forms Umbra when it comes to damage. But in my opinion, you're not really comparing apples to apples here because Umbra is a hybrid gear set. It also provides heals. Striker is just damage, and it's higher damage, but it doesn't come with heals. With the global modifiers, you're going to be able to get 100% crit chance and 460 crit hit tier 5, so that's plus 10%. It's over the cap before I activate that. So when I turn this on, it's going to push me to tier 5. So we just set of our crit chance. Value is added as critical. Backpack, I'm running the Memento. That's going to give us 30% weapon damage, 10% bonus armor per blue kill efficiency, and then critical hit damage. If you don't have protection, armor, health damage, hazard protection, and then critical hit damage. If you don't have the yaw mask, what I suggest you do, put one of these Umbra pieces onto your mask and then create an improvised gear piece. Instead of putting armor and headshot damage, you want it to have hazard protection and critical hit damage, and then where I have protection from elites, stick bleed resistance there. For this specialization, I'm going with Firewall. That's for the shield, which ends up being more damage. I got damage bonus, active regen. It is a tier 6 shield, and it's giving me 15% damage. The shield, which ends up being more damage. I'm going with Firewall. That's for the shield, which ends up being more damage. I got damage bonus, so I'm dedicating this section to why this build performs really well with all armor cores, because I love all red builds too, but to get damage to 304,000 tardigrade, and I haven't grabbed from the shadows into the light, slows down your gameplay, and it's
Incoming backup request.
Set up shop. There's the spot.
Target is near you, Agent.
There's no sign. Grenade deployed!
That's the target, Agent. Thank you for keeping us safe, Agent.
Civilians in danger.
You got something for me?
Agent requesting backup.
Glad we can make
Civilians in distress. Civilians in danger. Civilians in distress.
Agent, I need to debrief with Schaefer. Kelso had to go. Said it was safer for us if she's not here.
The Rat Queen is hiding out in the museum. Infiltrate and eliminate.
Hostile turrets online.
We're too heavily fortified. You're gonna have to find another way.
Medical assistance needed. Agent out of action. Agent vital signs 0.
There has to be another way in. There should be a delivery bay near the parking lot.
Gawa mo dyan. Hindi, papalevel lang ako sa RO.
Hostiles detected.
Level ako ng merchant. So bala nga tatatamad ako eh. Gusto ko lang chumil. Weekend eh. Diba? Sinong ayaw mag-chill? Hindi na nga malaman kung tanggap pa ako doon sa trabaho ko eh, puta. Ay, nakalive ko pala. Wag na. Mr. Liveman. Pang! 16, motherfuckers! Ay, wala pala tayong buff. Pabap muna tayo sa ating blessing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hindi naman. Sakto lang. Mahirap kung tatama rin ka. Pero kung gusto mo naman, mabilis lang.
Hostile radio intercepted.
Theo's friends from DC are trying to break into the house. What took them so
Pero tatama rin ka dito. Walang automatic lahat kan eh. May job changer pero walang auto loot. May tele. Pero 1 level lang. May ano ko push cart. Kumaya na lang.
Alrighty.
Pang ano lang to, palipas
Find your way
oras
into the
lang to.
exhibition. Got a feeling it's gonna be interesting.
Hindi pwede sa mga impatient people. Tagal talaga to eh. Cure. Ano ang cure? Ilason ako eh. Yung. Yeah. Oh, ba't nawala si na Jonas? Kala ko mag-Valorant sila. Maya tayo magwo-wolf pag meron tayong card revo guys. 19. Okay, level 10. Agi up. Blessing naman mga kaibigan. Ay, ito nakatulog. Ayun. Ayun. Divine protection. Priest pa pala yun, no? Mga pagreso. Priest. Ano na music? Walang music ba doy? Ayan. Payon. Rang teng 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 teng. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.